friends, welcome to my creative corner. My name is Bongiwe and I am so excited for today's project because I am going to be turning this shirt, my beloved. Okay, let me not lie, this shirt is not beloved because I've worn it once since I got it 2 years ago, so let me not lie. That's why I am going to be upcycling it. It's a perfectly good shirt, right? But I feel, there's something more that I can do with it because I'm not wearing it that much, right? So I want to basically turn it into a makeup brush set, sort of bag carrier, or a pencil case. Actually very simple. I'm saying makeup brush because that's what I want, right? Let's say on a good makeup day I use like 3 brushes, I think. So this one for foundation, I have a broken one that's basically only this for blush, and then I have another one for concealer. I think that's like 2 sides, and I found that this is the longest one. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to basically use it as a measuring stick of some sort. So the makeup brush bag that I'm going to make has to be just a teeny weeny longer than this so that the brush sits comfortably, and maybe just a bit bigger than this. And also I don't think I know that I'm not going to be making a rounded one, rather the normal square one. So right now I am going to work it out in my mind how that is going to come through.
Her mind is a very interesting place, so she kept rambling about her grocery list.
Anyway, I think let us get into this. It's going to be tutorial style. Materials time. So I want to show you what I have. So it's obviously my friend here, the shirt. What I'm going to do is I'm obviously going to unpick the seams, or just I think I'm just going to cut it up on, sort of where the seams meet, just so that we have it as material and it will make it easy for me to do what I want to do. You'll see what it is. The second thing, we have baiting. So I want to make it a bit, lush and intentional, because can you imagine getting a pencil case in this thing, guys? You can literally just wrinkle it up, put it in your bag and be gone if there's nothing in here. But I want to use baiting, and this you get in any fabric shop. Just say you want baiting and balls your ankle. This was 38 bucks per meter, so I got in a meter basically at Shamdo. And then we have, this is a dry neck material that is red that I want to put inside. I'm just gonna start cutting up, and then I'll show you the pattern, which is literally a rectangle that is 9.5 inch by 5 inch, and that's it. That's the pattern, guys, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Let's go. Okay, so this is the tutorial, and all the tutorial you basically want to have you use your own measurements here depending on how big you want it to be, but I basically just use this makeup brush as a guide, right? Because I want it to fit nicely and plush, and made it 9.5 because remember we're still going to sew, so just included some sewing allowance, and then 5 inch on the width. And I am going to cut, you need 2 of these for your outer material plus 2 of these for your lining. And you can, if you want, use interfacing, which is, I think I'm going to use interfacing. We'll see if it actually works for what I want to do. I'm going to show you both methods. Let's go. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut. I don't think I'm going to use the collar, for instance, so I'm going to cut that away. Not sure if my wrist is going to survive all these, so that's how I have my electric one. Maybe I need to use that. Let's see. And also I just thought about it. This is electronic, not electric, because it is not attached to electricity, but it basically requires charging in electricity. So that makes it electronic. I am going to then cut the arm out. And the other arm, it will actually be so fun to see at the and how much the beam is. I do believe that this will make up 9 inches, so definitely 5 here. So this is definitely something that we are going to be using. And let's see how else can we cut this shirt just to make my life easy. So maybe open it here. And I just remembered, guys, the method that I was talking about, what I wanted to do the design is sort of quilting. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but the quilting lines. Yep, I think we have enough here to work with. So I am basically just going to lay each one of these, maybe make it 3, and lay this on my baiting, and then cut the baiting to size, obviously, into shape of this, and then draw on my quilting lines, go to the sewing machine, do some quilting. Hello, I'm back. So, in this time that I have been away, I think this took me like 30 minutes to do. So I have my baiting pieces. So this is obviously 2 for each pencil case. That's what we're going to call it for now. And in total, I have 9. Well, 18 of these to make 9 pencil cases. And then I also have 18 of these to make 9. Obviously, this is the main outside material.
3 days later.
We are now on the floor. And what I'm trying to do now is I am basically trying to do my quilting. I want to figure out how I want my lines. So basically for the 18 pieces, because I feel like it's going to be easier for the needle to hit on this side. So that means this is where I need to have my lines, and instead of my actual material. Okay, so this is how I decided to do it. This thing is not visible at all. Let me try with this one. So to make my life easy, I decided to use the ruler as sort of the space divider, so that I don't have to be measuring to be too accurate, right? But I want it to be accurate. So I'm just going to use the ruler as my spacer. So where my ruler ends, I just basically draw a line. So the other ones are a bit faint, but you can see there's red there, right? So basically crisscross the line to create that the design that I want on these. And I am praying to God that I'm actually going to see this. And can I tell you, because I'm old, my back hurts, guys. Like, it hurts so bad in this position that I'm sitting. But I just wanted to do this demo, and then I'll need to go back I'll need to find a position that actually works. So I might have to bring the coffee table closer. So I'm doing this so that you can see the entire thing. I'm just going to bring the coffee table closer and continue. Remember, there is 17 more of these to go, so there's no ways. There's just no ways. Some of us are grown, honey. We are grown. So yeah.
Day 3.
I'm going to show you how I basically put this together. You can see this one is already done, right? So we have the zip in the middle, and then we have obviously the lining and the outside piece, right? I just need to make sure that these match. So one thing about a zip is that you have to try and, so you want to turn the zip the right way. So you can see here's the zip pull here. So I'm turning it to sit how basically I need it to sit. And then what you'll need to do is you basically need to sort of imitate how the zip will sit, right? So You have to have these pieces facing each other like that. So that's basically how you are going to put this piece on the other side. And another thing that's important is to match the amount of, or where I started the, because I leave a bit of the zip out, so like that. It's something that I can't really explain. I don't think I'm a good teacher, for somebody who actually teaches. So basically you'll have it like this. These are the zip teeth. They will be facing down. I don't know why this thing's like almost a lot of it is on the machine, but this is the zip teeth are facing down, and then the edge of your material is up here. So then you turn it around. I like having it face me like this, and you want then your lining to face this material, right side to right side. So remember, when you're sewing, right side is always facing right side. So we have our lining, and we want right side facing the right side of the main material with the zip sandwiched in between that, and that's how we do it. And then what I'm going to do then is that I am going to pin through and sew through, obviously at the top, and then I'll then show you after that what the next step is. So then I was pinned right side, as you can see, you're seeing that on side to right side, and the zip is in between, so I'm just going to sew here. So because I'm using baiting inside, which is making this stiff, you can see that the zip doesn't completely, open up. I'm just going to have a top stitch, going to top stitch down my lining just so that it can lay flat when I iron it. But with material, if you don't have the baiting, then there's really no need. Okay guys, the next step is to basically turn, we want to put together the front part and the inside part. You want to sew basically the longer part of this and then the longer part of the lining. So what I'm going to do is that on the lining side, you don't sew all the way through. I'm going to leave an opening, like a substantial opening, because remember, this material is a bit hard because of the baiting. It's a bit stiff, so you want to leave a substantial opening in the middle so that you're able to turn. So you can see I'm pinning, and I'm just going to sew up until from the edge up until somewhere here, and also from the edge this side up until somewhere here. So yeah, just using my eyes mostly as a guiding light, because that's what we do. Okay, don't have time to be measuring because that's not important really. Okay, so that is done, and what you want to do now is you want to open obviously this, and then you just push through the entire thing out like that, so that your lining is now your outer, and then your outer is inside the lining, just so that you can see what it looks like. And also we are now going to sew the edges, so you need to turn it out like that. Just remove that, and then this is what it looks like. So it still does have the opening obviously, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold this like that, and then so I'm going to pin it and sew it, then we're going to turn it out. Now the next step is to basically close it up on the side. So you just want, this is how it was, right, with the zip on top, and then now you want to align the zip part, which is this line here where the zip sits, with the back seam, which is the seam here, but you'll see the outside part of it. So you just want to pull it out like that. Even on the other side, how pretty is the inside of this thing, guys! Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed with myself. And then we just want to pin it again. Okay, and then now basically just going to turn it out. Now that you've turned out your pencil case, you want to press it real good on the side so that you have a visible line. And the reason for that is you will need to turn it on the corners as I am doing here. I don't know how to explain this, but literally like I'm doing here, into a triangle on the corners, iron it out, and you'll need to use a ruler and a pencil to basically just mark 1.5 centimeters down. You draw a line, you'll see the line on here where you need to be sewing, so you basically sew at 1.5 on all four corners. Then obviously you want to cut out these as close as possible to your where you've sewn. And then the next step is very important. It is to turn it in so that we can clean it up. Obviously hide that raw edge from the inside. And as you can see, I'm just trying to make sure that I am aligned to where I've sewn, and you want to leave as much space as you have cut on the other side, because remember, it is to hide the raw edge. So now that I am done, I am turning it back out, and you can see that it actually took the shape of a pencil case as we have intended. So now I am just going to show you a cute review. Oh my gosh, I decided to put a cute ribbon thingy situation, and I'm just showing you basically how you can use this. And this is how it looks. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and comment. Yay, we are done.